wanted to talk about how to sequence a mandala sequence in yoga, which is a little bit tricky. It took me a little while to get the hang of it. But if you think of it the same way that we sequence our regular vinyasa class, like starting with a sun salutation and then every round adding a pose on to create that nice flow, and then the students really get the idea of where you're going with it so they can start to focus more on their breath. When you're doing a mandala sequence, that movement 360 degrees around your mat, it's the same kind of thing. If you know what the basic mandala looks like, you just keep adding on one pose for every round so that in your head you can kind of keep everything straight. The hardest part is keeping track of being on the left side or the right side. The thing that helps me is if I stay on my mat. As soon as I get off my mat and go to walk around, I'll lose my concept of left and right in my sequence. So it can be a little bit tricky with that because if you have students that you need to walk around and adjust, it can throw you off a little bit. But the more that you practice it, the more comfortable you get with it. So I'll start with that basic mandala, just moving around the mat 360 degrees. We'll start up at the top of the mat. And this is really just one version, the one that I find the easiest to sequence. Take your inhale, sweep up. On your exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. So we're going to start out going to the right side. I always start to the right because it's easier for me to keep track of. We inhale, right leg comes up, standing split. Very slow exhale, drop the right toes to the floor with control. Find your high lunge. From your high lunge, we're going to walk around to the right side of the mat to open up into our wide leg forward bend. So that's our transition from front of the mat to the back of the mat. Then we keep walking the hands around to the back, feet pivot. You find yourself in a high lunge to the opposite side. Because now our right leg is in front. So same way to come up, lift the left leg slowly, find your standing split. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the knees. Inhale, up into mountain. Exhale, open, fold over the legs. Now, we are going to go back around to the front of the mat. So we're going to step the right leg up and slowly back. Take your exhale, walk around this side. Wide leg forward bend. Back around to the front of the mat. We walk the hands around. Frame the right foot. Shift your weight forward. Inhale, left leg up, standing split. Exhale, fold that leg in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up to mountain. And exhale, hands to the heart. So that was our basic mandala using Prasarita Padottanasana, our wide leg forward bend, to make our transition around the mat. We can also do a Skandasana transition, which is really fun. It takes a little bit more balance, so just pick and choose which students you use this with. Starting at the top of the mat, we'll take our inhale, right leg steps back. Exhale, walk yourself around, but without using the hands on the mat, we're going to shift to a lunge on the right side. You can take the arms behind the back, feet pivot around, frame the right foot. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Now back around this way, I'm going to inhale my right leg back. Coming up, shifting to the right, finding that side lunge or Skandasana. Pivot the feet around. Frame the right foot. Inhale to step it up. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees and we come up. So then we would do that around to the other side, starting with the left leg. But again, I always like to start to the right, because then if I get lost, I know if I'm in the first round, it's on the right, and if I'm on the second round, I'm on the left. It's easier to keep track of that way. Alright, so now let's add in our next pose so we can see how we build it up. We take our inhale and come up. Exhale, fold with the heart. Inhale, flat back. Exhale. Inhale, right leg back. We'll walk it around. Inhale, come up. Turn the right toes out. Take your warrior two. Inhale up. And fold into the triangle. We'll add two poses this side. Switch back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, the right leg steps back. Exhale around. Inhale up. Turn the right toes out. Warrior two. Straighten it. Roll yourself over. Find your triangle. Drop the hands, find your balance, shift the weight forward, step the left foot up, exhale forward, bend knees, soften, sweep yourself up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So let's go around to the left side. We'll take our inhale and our exhale. Breathing in, flat back. Breathing out, fold it over. We take an inhale, left leg steps back. Exhale, walk around. Inhale, come up into standing. Left toes come back. Exhale, warrior two. Straightening the front leg, finding your length. Fold over into your triangle. And back up into your warrior two. I'm going to roll up onto the ball of my back foot, lift the arms, crescent lunge, exhale, roll down. Go backwards on the mat now. Inhale, fold the leg in, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, soften the knees. We inhale, mountain. Exhale, hands find heart center, deep breath. Let's go back. Inhale up and exhale fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, step the left foot back. Exhale around. Inhale, come up. Left toes toward the front of the mat. Exhale, warrior two. Straightening that leg, tilting yourself over. And coming back up. Just roll onto the ball of the back foot. Find your crescent lunge. Step that foot in. Fold over into your forward bend. Soften the knees. Take your inhale up. And exhale to the heart. Alright, so those were a couple ways to sequence that 360-degree mandala. Now sometimes I like to do a sequence just to one side and then to the other side. Technically not a full mandala, but it's nice because it has that kind of circular movement feeling. The way that I do that is very similar to the moon salutation, so before I lose too much light, I'll show you how I like to do that. You start out at the top of the mat, take my inhale, and then open out into 5-pointed star. So now I can go in either direction. I can go to the right or I can go to the left, but I always like to go to the right first so I can keep track. Right toes toward the front of the mat. Get your warrior 2. Let's come over into side angle. Inhale, come back up. So then I would lift back up into my 5-pointed star. We'll do the short version. And then we're in the middle, going over to the left side. Roll the toes out, open the arms, exhale, warrior 2. Hold yourself over, side angle stretch. Inhale to come up. Now, let's turn toward the back of the mat. Fold that leg in. Exhale. Inhale, come up. So we did this half facing this way. We're going to go over and do the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, step yourself out. So I'm going to go to my right first so I can keep track. Turn the toes back, warrior 2. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, come back up. Find that middle point, your 5-pointed star, and then we'll switch to the other side. Rolling over, side angle stretch. Inhale, come back up. Straighten and lift. Step up to the top of the mat. And then there you have your 360-degree movement around the mat. So from there you can really add in any poses that you like, and actually in the middle, a lot of the moon salutations do this. When you're in your 5-pointed star, it's really nice to drop down and take goddess pose.